Okay, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome to my stream. Surprise, right? Well, not really. If you guys are stream regulars, you were well in the know that I was going to be streaming today, but in general, I don't usually stream on Saturdays since I made my schedule changes many months ago. And people seem to like the schedule changes, right? Typically Saturday is my day off, where I do not live stream at all. But today is a different story. Today, I am live streaming, and my day off this week is actually going to be Tuesday coming up, okay? So just a forewarning to everyone. Yes, that is an oddity, and normally Tuesday would be a normal streaming, double streaming day even for me, but no, this Tuesday will be my day off, and today I am live streaming, which is a good thing. And the reason being, number one, every once in a while to do things a little different is nice. You know, as they say, variety is the spice of life, correct? But number two, the fact that we are in the push for the end of the month. You know, July is ending soon, in 3 days, right? And so that being said, it's good to have a string of a few strong streaming days before the month ends to end strong, rather than have an interruption, right? And in particular, you know, I just want to say one thing here. If you guys have been on streams lately and you take a look at the subs count, ladies and gentlemen, last night on the Persona 5 stream, we hit the monthly subs goal for July for the channel, which means, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is official. We will be doing the 10 Years of Rage special anniversary retrospective event. People who pledge to my Patreon by the end of this month, so in the next 3 days, will be nominating and voting on their favorite moments over my 10-year legacy, right? 10 years on the internet. You'll be nominating your favorite moments, and I will then be, well, you'll then be voting on them, and I'll be doing a special event probably sometime in September. That's more likely the time, because that's actually, if you weren't aware, September is the actual 1-year anniversary of me making content for the internet, okay? So, I'll be doing a special retrospective event where on stream I'll be live reacting to my older content, and that should be pretty fun. You know, that should be pretty exciting to see how that goes down. So, that being said, my friends, thank you for that support, okay? Really, it's much appreciated. I'm really looking forward to that special event. Now, in particular, to the same subject, as you guys can see, we're even higher. We're at 458 subs currently, okay? Our tier 2 goal for this month is 475, right? That means we only need 17 more, 17 more subs. And we're going to be hitting the tier 2 goal, which is another Patron's Choice playthrough. So we hit 475. Not only will people who pledge to my Patreon this month be nominating and voting for their favorite moments for that retrospective event, they'll also be nominating and voting on a game for the next Patron's Choice downtime playthrough. Okay? That's pretty cool, isn't it? So we're very close, and if you guys, you know, are excited and you want to see that second event happen, please consider subscribing today to the channel. Just the only reason I'm really doing that as the tier 2 goal this month is because, as you guys know, the last few Patron's Choice playthroughs I've done have been incredibly successful. For example, Half-Life 2, playing that and all the expansions, or The Simpsons Hit and Run. Both of those playthroughs were Patron's Choice, and they were both incredibly good. Oh yeah, and then I ended up playing Jak 3 as well as a result of that last poll as well. So, there you go, okay? So I just wanted to start today's pre-stream with some positivity. That's good news, obviously. And I want to say thank you guys very much for that. I do appreciate it. Pretty cool. So let's quickly go through the schedule. Then I have a couple quick updates for all of you. And then we're going to jump right into thank yous and everything. And we'll get started with Vice City. Okay, so schedule-wise, today it's Grand Theft Auto Vice City. 4 hours, finally. I get to play this on a longer stream. I've been wanting to play it on a longer stream for a week and haven't had a chance. You know, I was going to earlier this week. Then my internet had problems, right? So finally, we got all the problems fixed. I'm here to live stream with you. It should be great. 4+ hours of gameplay of Vice City. No second stream tonight. Tonight, I actually have to run out and do the errands that I would usually do on a Saturday. I still have to get done. So, like, I have to go out and go grocery shopping and everything. So, I got to do all that tonight. So, no second stream tonight. Tomorrow, I'm starting a new game. Okay, a new game. What is the new game? It is Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. And you may say, wow, what is that? Well, it is a video game that is a survival horror game. and this game was a GameCube exclusive at the time when it released, but it got overshadowed because at around the same time Resident Evil 4 released, and of course that blew everything away. Resident Evil had been completely redesigned, and all anyone could talk about was Resident Evil 4. So it's a shame because apparently, Eternal Darkness apparently is a quite a good game, but not many people really knew about it or played it at the time. Now, over time, it became a cult classic, and so this has been a game that I've been asked many times over the years to play, and I haven't. So I'm going to be trying that out tomorrow. Per your request, it was actually you guys who had been talking about this game for a while and asking for it. And I said, what the hell? Now I have the capability to capture and stream from my Wii. And my Wii can play GameCube games because it's a Generation 1 Wii. So let's try this out tomorrow. Let's see what it is. I don't know. We're going to find out firsthand if this game's any good, okay? And if it's good and I like it, we're going to keep playing it as a full playthrough. So it'll be a fun experiment tomorrow. What is Eternal Darkness? We're going to find out together, all right? Now, there will not be a nighttime stream tomorrow, Sunday, either. Tomorrow night, I've got a ton of personal stuff I got to take care of. I got a stack of bills to pay. I've got a private Q&A video for a patron I've got to make. So, no time for a second stream tomorrow. But Monday, I will be doing a double stream day, okay? And right now, this could change, all right? But tentatively, what I've got right now set up is I want to do a full stream of Persona 5. Why do I want to do 4+ hours of Persona 5? Because I am nearing the end of the game. And someone who was on my stream last night said, if I, keep playing it, I could probably beat it this week. If I do, at least 2-3 sessions of it, I could beat it this week. So, I want to get as far in as I can. I think I'm going to do Persona 5 as the main stream on Monday. Alright. And we're going to finish up Shido's Dungeon, Shido's Palace, while doing other social links and hopefully pushing ourselves into the end of the game, okay? It's not going to end on Monday, but hopefully I can get pretty far, okay? Then, Monday night, I'm going to be doing more Vice City, okay? So, Vice City, you're loving the playthrough. Come on back Monday night as well. The late night stream, which starts around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be doing a couple more hours of Vice City, okay? Then, as I told you guys, Tuesdays are going to be my day off from streaming. So, that's what I mean by when I say, oh man, this is good, we're doing a string of streaming days for the end of the month. But, in particular, the actual last day of the month, I won't be here to stream. So, if we are looking to do things like hit that Tier 2 sub goal, we've got to make it happen within the next 3 days, alright? So, I'm not here on Tuesday, but I'll be back on Wednesday with the South Park The Fractured But Whole final DLC. It's a final expansion for the game. I really liked the last expansion that they did, so gonna play it on Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, we'll be up in the air. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be playing Wednesday night yet. It could be, more than likely, maybe more Eternal Darkness, something different, for variety's sake, since I wouldn't have played Eternal Darkness since Sunday, okay? And then the rest of the week, we're gonna be playing by ear, alright? Play by ear, see how the week goes. Keep in mind, this coming Friday is the release of the Black Ops 4 beta, and this is an announcement, guys. Last night, I did pre-order Black Ops 4 on the PlayStation 4, so I have access to this early beta, and I will be playing the Black Ops 4 beta this Friday, okay? So, that'll be interesting. My first taste, hands-on, of Black Ops 4. Keep in mind, I actually liked Call of Duty World War II, except that I felt the game had a lot of shortcomings. The game was a good game, but because the connections and things were kind of iffy, I thought the game wasn't as good as it could have been. We're going to see firsthand with Black Ops 4, Treyarch now taking their hand at it. How is the multiplayer of this game? So that's going to be Friday, all right? So, more detailed information about the rest of the week as the week gets closer, but that's the rough schedule you guys can expect, okay? Now, a couple other things. Last night, I released a video on YouTube, both on my DSP Gaming and KO Gaming channels, that basically was met with a very different kind of reaction depending on what kind of person watched it, all right? And I knew this was going to happen because whenever I'm real with people about situations, some people get it, some people take it the wrong way, and I knew this was going to happen. But I released a video last night on YouTube basically explaining the situation with what's going on with DSP Gaming. You guys here on stream already know the situation because I tell you all the time, right? DSP Gaming got demonetized over the last year and a half at some point. I didn't know because I was partnered with a partnership company. And so when I unpartnered with them, all of a sudden I can't make money on DSP Gaming anymore, and DSP Gaming was a huge part of my income. So moving forward, I don't know what I'm going to do, So I made a very real video stating, listen, I want to keep making videos for YouTube. I've got a 10-year legacy, But for those of you who are here and you watch the videos on YouTube and this is how you actually watch the stuff, I need you guys to support if you can. You know, on the stream, you guys who watch on stream are amazingly generous. You guys are constantly here. You're constantly supporting me. I can't ask for anything more. All I can do is remind you of the ways to support, right? But I can't. You guys have been amazing. My streams this year have grown, and your contributions have been much appreciated. But on viewers on YouTube, for 10 years, pretty much just kind of watch the videos. And yes, I will say, some of them do pledge to my Patreon. But in conjunction with the amount of people who watch me on YouTube, I'm talking at least 1,000 people watch every video. And, you know, upwards of when I watch play a new game, you're talking tens of thousands of people, right? But I get, you know, under 200 people on Patreon pledging. You see what I mean? And I think what it is previously in the past, people would watch the videos on YouTube and say, well, I'm watching the ads, and that's the way that I give back to Phil. And I get that, but now I don't have that anymore. So I made a very kind of matter-of-fact, honest video about this on YouTube, and some people took it the wrong way. Oh, now Phil's putting his content behind a paywall, and therefore I'm not watching him anymore. Okay, well, I don't know what else to say. I didn't put my content behind a paywall. I didn't. What I was saying is I don't want to have to change, but if you don't want change, you have to try to do what you can to help. It was a very honest, matter-of-fact video. It wasn't me trying to say, oh, you know, now I'm making my channels private and you have to do a subscription fee to come see my videos or anything like that. It was very much the opposite, where I don't want to do that. But if that's the case, then I need something to make up for the fact that I've got tons of lost revenue, okay? So I made this video, and some people were absolutely very receptive. I got some really nice messages overnight of support, and a lot of people did pledge to my Patreon. So I want to say thanks to anyone who maybe did see that video and then went ahead and pledged. I appreciate that. Anyone who went to my Patreon and stepped up and did support, you know, you're helping out tremendously. Seriously, you are. Like, right now, it's really helping, okay? But, you know, there were some people who took it wrong, too, you know? Some people were basically saying, well, that's ridiculous that Phil would ask something like this from his viewers, and we've been here for 10 years to support him, and now he's saying we have to basically pay to see his content, which isn't the case. I never said that, you know, but what it is I'm really considering, at this point, being a full-time streamer. You know, since YouTube really is not profitable anymore, and it's not anyone's fault, it's not the viewer's fault, it's not my fault, it's just a bullshit automated system that no one at YouTube seems to want to try to circumvent to fix the issue, which, you know, yes, I'm sure my channel really is validly demonetized when there was no AdSense associated with it for the year I was with a partnership network. It doesn't even make any sense. There's no way there could be invalid click activity against DSP Gaming when there was no AdSense that was being used for it during the time when they flagged it for invalid click activity. It's just stupidity. But they won't fix it, you know? That's how they are over there at Google. They have their own processes, and if you don't fall in line with their standard process, you're screwed. There's no way to get something that's like a weird situation or an extenuating circumstance fixed. If you don't fall in line with the norm, you're done. Say goodbye. And that's kind of how I feel like I'm being treated after 10 years of being a content creator for them. It really is disheartening, and it makes me upset, and it makes me, you know, disappointed that that's how I get treated. But it is what it is. You know, there's reality, and you got to let it set in and say, if I want to keep doing this for a living, I've got to make changes. So what are the changes going to be, right? And, you know, real talk, if people don't step up when it comes to, for example, Patreon, and people watching my videos on YouTube saying, oh, okay, well, I'm not watching ads anymore on DSP Gaming. I still love the videos. Maybe I should step up and pledge to Patreon to support Phil so he can keep doing this. You know what I mean? It just goes hand in hand. But there's some people who will always take that the wrong way. And maybe the way I word stuff is offensive to some people. Some people are saying, when you say step up, that's offensive. Well, to me, it's not. Like, to me, that actually doesn't sound offensive at all. It's just kind of letting people know this is a serious situation, you know? But some people took just the wording. Oh, the wording is offensive. It's ridiculous. It's not like I was yelling and screaming and saying, it's all your fault and you got to, you know, send me freaking, you know, funds and stuff. It wasn't like that at all. It was just me saying, you want videos on YouTube? Pledge to Patreon. That's how it's what's going to make it happen, and that's what's going to keep me here. But, you know, it is what it is. There's, like I said, there's a lot of people who did understand and did pledge. So I just want to say that. Shout out and thank you very much to any of you who are watching this video on YouTube, because I know many people watch the pre-stream on YouTube. And thank you to those who did pledge. It is very much appreciated, okay? And, you know, someone also did buy some stuff from Teespring, which was very nice. So thank you for that. You know, moving forward, got to see how stuff goes, right? We just got to see how stuff goes and play it by ear and go from there. All right, I'm gonna maintain a positive attitude. We're gonna, my streams in particular are doing really well. That's why I said I cannot come to a live stream on Twitch and ask for anything more. You guys have been so supportive. All right, you've been so supportive. So that's all I got to say is thank you very much for your support, and let's just keep the positivity on the streams going, and hopefully the thousands of people who do watch my stuff on YouTube will kind of have a wake-up call and realize, man, I got to do something to help out Phil right now, or else he won't be putting stuff on YouTube anymore, right? And hopefully it'll work out, but we'll see, okay? That's all I want to talk about. I don't want to dwell on it today. That's as far as I want to go with it. So now let's get to the plugs very quickly. I'll go through the ways that you guys can support, and then we'll jump into thank you shout-outs, and then we'll get started with Vice City, okay? All right. So, thank you guys so much for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. Okay, I do. The streams have been outstanding. They've been positive, fun, interactive. Everything's been going great. 10 years I've been able to do what I love, right? For 2.5 years it was a hobby, and then for the past 7 years I've done it for a job, and I love it, and I don't want it to go away. If you love my live streams, you love the content I put out on a daily basis, obviously the best way that you can support me is to watch. Watch the streams, watch the videos on YouTube, spread the word, let everyone know that it's good stuff, and they should come hang out, right? But if you want to go above and beyond and support in other ways that will concretely help me right now during this era of DSP gaming being demonetized, all right, there are ways that you could do it. Number one, my Patreon. And like I just mentioned, guys, we did hit the monthly goal for July. So if you pledge to my Patreon by the end of this month, $5 or more, you're going to be nominating and then voting on your favorite moments over my 10-year legacy for a retrospective event. All right? It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, in addition to that, all right, you're also, if we hit the Tier 2 sub goal, which we may do, if we hit the Tier 2 sub goal, you'll be nominating and voting on games for a Patron's Choice playthrough. How cool is that, right? It's a double month. If you pledge now, you have a chance to be in a double event, right? So please check it out over at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. I want to say thank you to the Canada Sin, who this morning let me know that some of the language on my Patreon was actually outdated, and I ran over there and I fixed it. It's very much appreciated that you guys look out for me and help me out when there's issues with stuff like that, okay? Because sometimes I got so much going on. Think about it. I got stuff on my website. I got stuff on my many multiple YouTube pages. I got my Twitch. I've got my freaking Twitter. It's hard for me to maintain everything. And Canada Sin caught that, and I was able to immediately update it. And thank you for that. Okay. So, and though that was not a fart, someone just said fart. I didn't fart. It was I stood up because I heard something outside, and I looked out the window quick, and there's nothing. So I sat back down. If it was a fart, I would tell you. That was a fart. No, it was. Okay, so, yeah, please consider pledging to my Patreon. By the way, I just mentioned, $5 or more, you get in on those events. That is true, but there are many other patron perks that you can get access to, including things like private Q&A videos, getting your questions answered on my Ask the King show, which I just filmed, incidentally. There's a lot of things, a lot of good things that you can get by being a patron. So please, give it a look, patreon.com/DarksidePhil, and you've got 3 days left. 3 days left. Actually, hold on. What's today? 28th? So over 3.5 days left to pledge and get in on the events for this month, okay? Number two, Teespring. You guys know I have merchandise. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, right? Good quality stuff. I can attest to it. I wear it all the time. I bought much of it myself for the streams. And anything you buy, I get a cool commission from it. That's good for, obviously, for me, but you get a cool collectible, right? So, please give it a look. Teespring.com/stores/DSP Gaming. And special shout out to the person who actually did buy something from my Teespring last night. That is much appreciated. All right. Now, in particular, if you're here live on stream, all right, and, probably the thing that's most pertinent to you guys is getting interaction on the stream, right? If you want to get a shout out from me during the stream, you can get it in 3 different ways. You can either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or you can tip me. And if you do any of those 3 things, I'm going to go ahead and give you a shout out during the stream with some criteria. You know, number one, please try to keep it on topic and don't derail the stream with things such as politics or religion. I'm never going to derail a gaming stream with those topics that are going to be very divisive and get people all riled up. All right, that's number one. Number two, try to keep it positive. Don't bring in, you know, negativity or toxicity. Don't insult myself or others. Don't try to bring in stuff about other streamers and stuff that's nothing to do with this stream and just is going to cause drama. We don't want any of that crap, all right? The bottom line is this is supposed to be a fun, interactive gameplay stream where we can all hang out, right? It's supposed to feel like a fun place to just chill. That's the whole intention of my Twitch streams. Chilling, watching fun, reactive gameplay, and having a good time, all right? So please just abide by those basic rules, and you'll be good to go, all right? You'll get your shout out. Now, if you'd like to go a step further and get visual recognition for any contribution that you have on the stream here, you can do that. How can you do that? Well, if you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, or if you tip me and wait a few minutes for the share button to appear, you click the share button, or if you tip me $5 or more in a single tip. If you do one of those three things, you'll get an on-screen thank you animation to play on the stream. So it's both visual and verbal recognition for your contributions, which is really nice, right? Now, as you guys can see, I've got the stream stats leaderboard up in effect. So today, if you cheer, sub, or tip, I will be periodically updating this leaderboard to get you up there if you are either the top cheerer or the top tipper. It's also cool because that's more visual recognition for you if you are the current top person, right? Also, like I said, I'm very excited about the subs. Right now, we're very close to the tier 2 subs goal. So, guys, if you do subscribe, you know, chances are we could hit the sub goal, which would be pretty awesome, right? So, please consider subbing. We may hit the goal today, which would be pretty damned awesome if we do. All right? Okay. I already told you guys about the benefits of subbing in regards to the monthly event, which is going to be the 10 years of Rage anniversary event and possibly doing another Patron's Choice playthrough. But also, if you subscribe to the channel, you get access to all of my emotes, which is pretty cool, right? Everyone likes to see these cool emotes that they can use in the chat, including all the Street Fighter ones and me in a cowboy hat and all kinds of funny stuff, right? But you also don't have to watch advertisements when I run them, which is a great thing because you don't want to have to see ads constantly, right? And I run them about twice a stream, you know, in reality. It's not super often, but hey, no one likes ads. You won't have to see them if you subscribe. And you get a cool Chat Crown badge as well, all right? So, please consider subscribing. We are 17 subs away from hitting the tier 2 goal, and I would absolutely love to hit that goal today and say, wow, now we're doing Patron's Choice. This is really awesome, right? Last but not least, I mentioned tipping during this pre-stream, and you may say, well, what does that mean? Because I know how to cheer with bits and subscribe because it's right in front of me here on Twitch. But what is this tipping? Well, tipping is completely separate. It's through a third-party PayPal page, all right? How do you tip me? Two different ways. Either you can look below my stream, and sometimes there's a button there that says Tips Jar. If you click on it, it'll take you to my PayPal tips page where you can either leave an anonymous tip or your name in a message if you want recognition during the stream. Or if you don't see that button because maybe you're on a mobile device when you're watching and those buttons don't show up, you can just type !tip into the stream chat. It'll bring up a link that you can click on. That will take you straight to the PayPal page as well, and you can leave a tip via that method. All right? There you go. Let's get to shout-outs, everybody. Let's get to shout-outs. So, overnight, some people come by the streams and they support me. And it's pretty awesome that there are people who keep me in mind when I'm not even here. You know, it's one thing if I'm broadcasting and people have an idea. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go support Phil. But if I'm not even broadcasting, some people come by overnight and help out. And that's really awesome. So shout out to these people who did so last night. First of all, we had Infinite55 who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Infinite, for the cheer. Very appreciated. Shout out to 2Bar King who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, 2Bar King, for the cheer. Hyperior21 subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Hyperior, for the sub. RRuss89 subscribe to the channel with Twitch Prime. Thank you, R. Russ, for that subscription. And Captain DCW resubscribed to the channel for the 8th month in a row at Tier 2. Okay, that's pretty awesome. For those who don't know, I usually don't bring this up at all. Okay, I usually don't. I don't bring this kind of thing up. But there are different levels of contributions when it comes to subscriptions. There's a Tier 1 subscription that's $5. There's a Tier 2 that I believe is $10, and then there's a Tier 3 that's $25. Now, the benefit you get is you get better emotes. You actually could get the Evil Ryu and Akuma emotes, and as you guys know, I play Street Fighter all the time, so those emotes are very pertinent to this channel, but you're helping me out more as well with those contributions. So, thank you to anyone who subscribes, but in particular, thank you to those who subscribe at the higher tiers. It helps me out even more, okay? So thanks for that. So anyway, thanks. That was everyone who contributed overnight. Very nice. Thank you guys for the overnight contributions. Very nice of you and very, very supportive. Thank you. Now let's get to the people who contributed during today's stream, okay? So we start off with the Canada Sin, who I already mentioned. Remember, he said, well, here's what he said. I'll actually let you guys know. He says, your $1 Patreon perk still says that you're going to give thanks to the following patrons in the weekend preview, but you're not doing the weekend preview anymore. You think you'll remove it and replace that perk? Yes, this morning, when he told me that, because he actually did this as I was starting the stream and I caught it, I went over to my Patreon, I changed it to say, oh, I will run that thank you to the patrons 1 to 2 times during the streams on the pre-stream, okay? And honestly, since the streams are the place to be, it makes sense. Plus, if I run that on pre-stream, it means it'll be in the pre-stream videos. So it's just as good as the weekend preview. In fact, the pre-stream videos daily, get more attention. So there you go. So thank you, that Canada Sin, for letting me know. I'm going to get you up on the leaderboard because that was a 50-bit cheer. Much appreciated. The heads up. Like I said, anyone who ever catches stuff like that, oh man, I was watching something on YouTube and it was out of order, or oh man, Phil didn't update something on Twitter. Or, let me know, guys. Some of the other last week, I think it was, caught that I had screwed up the time zones on my schedule, and I had like 2 days straight I had fucked up the time zones, and he told me, so I ran over there and I fixed it. Thank you for that. Okay. Shout out to Abu Baba 945 or 954, excuse me, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Abu Baba, for the sub. Shout out to Reggers, who cheered. He says, if you want to take Twitch seriously, drop the hour-long pre-stream or pre-stream plus shout-outs, whatever you call it. No new viewers are going to stick around for this, whether you call it ADHD or not. I understand what you're saying, Reggers. I get it. A lot of people are saying, oh, we just want to jump right into the gameplay. And guess what? I could do that. And then guess what? A lot of people wouldn't get credit for what they're doing, or they'd be upset that the credit that they get is not as fleshed out or as thought out as it is now, and the whole stream would change. I promise a certain amount of gameplay via a stream. I say, okay, today we're going to do about 4 hours of Grand Theft Auto Vice City gameplay, right? That's what I said. So, if you look at the length of my stream, you will get around 4 hours of gameplay. Now, there's going to be other stuff mixed in. There's going to be a break. There's going to be shout-outs. There's going to be plugs. But all that is separate from the gameplay. So, when we get to the gameplay can be focused on. A lot of people tell me, yeah, it's true that other streamers don't do a pre-stream, but their gameplay is completely unfocused, and a lot of the times they end up stopping the gameplay to go off to talk to their viewers about a certain subject or whatever, and it ends up becoming very, what's the word? Not that it's, what's the opposite of immersive? Diversive? So basically you don't get immersed in the content, because it seems like the stream really is not there for the game at all. The game is more like the distraction, right? I like to, at least when I'm playing games, to have some focus on it. Although some games, let's face it, like PUBG, there's not much to focus on, and it does become more interactive. But in general, I want to play the game. You see what I mean? Like, I think what you're describing, Gregors, is, okay, someone turns on the stream, immediately starts playing a game. Great, but then they're not talking about it. Or are they talking about what happened recently? Are they talking about, what's going on with their life or YouTube or whatever? Are they giving shout-outs for things that happened overnight? Are they notifying people about upcoming events? If you do that in your gameplay, you're pulling up out of the gameplay. You're actually distracting from the gameplay. You're lowering the quality of that playthrough, right? And you're not focusing on what you're doing. See what I mean? So that's why I don't do it like that. I say, okay, we're going to have this segment up front, so everyone who wants to talk to me can talk to me first. Everyone who wants a shout-out can get it. I can get the stuff off my chest I need to talk about, get it out of the way. Now we could just play with the game and react to it. Versus, oh, this is my stream where I just talk all stream about all personal stuff. And yeah, there's a game in the background somewhere, if that's what you guys want, I mean, I could try to turn the stream into that, but it seems to, in general, that's not the case. In general, it seems to me like that's not what people want. I understand that people say, oh, the streams are more about the players than the games. I get that. And I want to say I appreciate those of you who do come back and watch me play on stream no matter what. But I think in general, right, most people have said, well, Phil, we've gotten to know you as the guy who does game playthroughs on YouTube. And to say that we want to see that kind of continue. We don't want to see it just become, oh, you play a game today and you would make no progress at all because you were talking with your stream chatters all day and you just kept dying on the same mission or whatever. Most people want to see me focus and succeed, you know? See what I mean? So, you know, it's very hard. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Reggers. It's hard. It's hard to make to make a distinction and say, what is the right thing to do? What is the wrong thing to do? I appreciate your input. I really do. I agree with you. I don't want to have an hour pre-stream. But, as you guys just saw, I finished my plugs within 20 minutes. I talked about what I wanted to talk about, and I did my plugs in 20 minutes. But now the shout-out segment may take an hour, you know? And that's kind of how the streams have been going. That's why I say, oh, if there's going to be 4 hours of Vice City, I make it so that there's way extra time to make up for that. See what I mean? So, it is what it is. We will, you know, I will do my best to adapt. I welcome and thank you for your input, okay? Hardy Buck cheered. He says, I'm a student. Funds are tight, but I cheer when I cannot tip. I cheer when I can, but I cannot tip or donate. That's fine. Hardy Buck, you don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, you don't. I just want people to understand. When I say, oh, man, you know, your support is needed right now because of what's going on with YouTube and everything, it is true, but what I'm saying that is to people who can support. There are many people out there who watch my content because it's free and entertaining, and they can't support, and that's okay. That's okay. I think those are the people who get offended. Oh, man, Phil said on YouTube that if I want to keep watching his videos on YouTube, I should pledge to his Patreon. I'm offended because I can't afford that. So, you know, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I know there's people out there who have watched my stuff for years, okay? And they just watch the videos on YouTube. They don't watch the live stream, so they're not here every day to hear what's going on. They don't know. They just watch the gameplay, and they're under the impression Phil is immune to everything. Phil is like the amoeba, or, you know, he's the rat, the creature that even if there were a nuclear apocalypse, Phil would survive, because look at all the crap that Phil's been through, the copyright strikes and the adpocalypse, and he's been swatted and doxxed, and he's had all this negative stuff said. People have made up stuff about cars and escorts on the internet and just completely tried to defame the guy, and he's still here and he's still successful. So this new thing with DSP Gaming is just another silly thing he'll get over. I mean, no, that's not the situation I'm in. As much as I would like to say thanks, because that's actually a really positive portrayal that I can survive. I'm the survivor of the internet, right? This is a situation where unless people actually do realize how dire it is, who are watching my videos on YouTube and come out of their way to say maybe pledge to my Patreon, I don't know how I'm going to get out of the situation. You see what I mean? So Hardy Buck, please, don't take it as I'm talking to you. I'm really not. I'm talking to the people who are out there who watch my content for 10 years, right? And they think that I'm just immune. They don't need to step up and help because I'm going to be here no matter what. That's not the case. This is a situation where it's dire straits, and I need, really, at this point, some kind of something positive to happen here to help me out. I do. You know, I've had so many negative after negative after. In the last week, DSP Gaming was demonetized. My internet went out for a day. And then I lost a sponsorship opportunity that I was supposed to have on Twitch because of a glitch, a computer glitch on their end. That's in 1 week. It's like, enough is enough. I need some positivity. I need a way, something to happen that's going to say, all right, you busted your ass. You went through all this suffering and shit. Here's the cool, positive thing that's going to keep stuff moving, right? That's what I'm looking for right now. And so, you know, when I made this video last night appealing to my YouTube viewers, and some people took it the wrong way, you know what? Some people are always going to take it the wrong way. You know, oh my God, this guy makes videos for YouTube and he's asking for something? That's so offensive to me. Well, guess what? You know, that's the new reality. People can't make a living on YouTube anymore because the website's fucked up. And I love what I do, and I've done it for 10 years, and people love what I do, or else they wouldn't be here on stream every day. They wouldn't be watching the videos on YouTube. And I'm just trying to make it more known, the situation, how serious it is, okay? So Hardy Buck, please don't take it to heart. I'm not talking to someone like you. I'm talking to the person who literally has watched my stuff for years and years and just thinks that I'm going to get by no matter what, and doesn't think it's a serious situation. It is, okay? Okay. Shout out to Knows Nobody. Knows Nobody did a 100-bit cheer and says, I thought this was your day off. Normally it is Knows Nobody. However, this week, as I told you, I did things a little bit differently. I rearranged my schedule because I needed Tuesday off to do a bunch of personal stuff on that particular day. So I said, all right, I'll be here today for a fun Vice City stream. So thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. And by the way, Knows Nobody is the top cheerer. That was 100 bits, right? So let's get him up on the leaderboard. And by the way, I am aware subs are going up, but I'm going to give shout outs for all the subs first. Then I'm going to update the sub count because I think we're getting really close to the goal now, which is awesome. Speaking of which, Shooter Games 2000 just resubscribed for the 15th month in a row. Thank you, Shooter Games 2000, for the resub and the support. I appreciate that. NWO Hollywood Hogan did a 75-bit cheer. Thank you, Hogan, for that. Hyperior 21 just did a 100-bit cheer and said, I'll help you out when I can, Phil. Thank you, Hyperior. So technically, you're tied for top cheer. Let's get you up there. There we go. Okay. Brandon JRPG did 20, excuse me, let's try this again. Brandon JRPG 29, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Brandon, for the subscription. I appreciate that. Obi-Wan Kenobi did a 45-bit cheer. Thank you for that, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Very nice. Judicious Echoes just did a 100-bit cheer. So now we have a triple tie for top tier. Oh, boy. He says, to add some variety to your streams, maybe open up submissions from fans for a best of or comedy reel compilation to play during your breaks in lieu of dead air. I'd be okay with that. And actually, in actuality, I do accept those kind of things. There's a few people who recently said they may want to help and may want to do some editing and do like, oh, here's a best of a certain playthrough or something like that. And yeah, if people did make something like that, I would consider running that on the break. What I would just do is screen capture the YouTube video, I guess, right? And play it during the break. So yeah, that's it. I would absolutely 100% that would be a consideration. I would do that. Okay. Hardy Buck Cheer. He says, do you dream and hope to continue fun streaming by the year 2025 and have no plugs altogether? See, here's the thing, Hardy Buck. For streamers who have like ridiculous viewership, these guys are bringing in, you know, thousands, tens of thousands of viewers a stream. They don't need to plug because naturally it's a viral thing. It's like I said, once you reach a certain level of popularity, there's no need to ever talk about money. There's no need to ever talk about the behind the scenes stuff. And there's no need to ever mention that stuff because you're doing so well. I know, you want to know how I know? Because I used to be there. Back in the day, from 2011 to say 2013, 2014, okay? YouTube ad revenue was insane. YouTube ad revenue was sky high. And I would put out a playthrough that would get exorbitant amounts of views because I was already white hot popular on the internet. And because I was popular, more people would come check out my stuff because I was popular. See what I mean? It wasn't because, oh, because Phil's the best Let's Player on the internet. It's because Phil was popular, so go check out his stuff because he's popular. And so I was at a level where things were so good, you know, I didn't have to ever mention that kind of stuff. Ever. It wasn't until, I'd say, 2014 when I moved across the country, YouTube changed all their algorithms and basically tanked my channels. Then in 2015, people hit me with false copyright strikes, and that was really when I was like, man, now I got to start with Patreon. Now I got to start doing plugs. Now I got to start, remember, that was when I started with a Loot Crate partnership and stuff like that. I never had done that stuff before. I never had even accepted any kind of a contribution until then. I never had a PayPal where I would accept anything because I said, if I'm making enough money doing what I do for a living to do it, then I'm not going to be ever ask you guys for anything, right? But then when hardship comes, that's when you got to be honest about that stuff, you know, or else I got to stop doing it. I don't want to stop doing it. You guys don't want me to stop doing it. So in reality, it's funny because a lot of people say, oh, you know, Phil, you've changed over time. In the past, you never mentioned money. You never mentioned things behind the scenes. It was all just talking about games and fun. And we hate that you changed, and that's why we don't like you anymore. Like, yeah, but that's not reality. That's not adult, mature reality. In real life, things change. And in real life, you have to tackle problems head on. You can't ignore them. If I had never mentioned the fact that I needed support via things like Patreon out there, I wouldn't be here anymore. I would have lost my house. I would have lost my job. I probably would be you know, living in a small apartment somewhere, not streaming, not doing any gameplay, and instead doing a, you know, a part-time, double part-time, probably 5 part-time jobs just trying to make ends meet, you know? And that's not a good situation that I want to be in when I know that there's thousands of people out there that want me to keep putting out entertaining content. So I opened up to you guys, and I shared, and I started doing plugs and all the like, right? Ideally, Hardy Buck, yes, what I would like to happen is to have my Twitch streams grow to the point where there's so many people coming and checking out the streams, and, you know, that I don't need to do plugs anymore. Imagine that if I just start up the stream, and I say, guys, just so you know, I have a Patreon, I have a Teespring, I have many other ways you can support. Look below the stream for that information. All right, you know, now let's start talking and hanging out, you know. Let's do some shout-outs, and then we'll get to gameplay. If I don't have to do a plug segment, that would be great. But, you know, that's not reality right now. Yeah, maybe in years. Or the other flip side of that could be if Twitch ever launches their freaking on-demand video service, seriously, if they ever launch it, I will be all over it. I'll be putting my videos there for sure. But they still haven't launched it. So even when they become the competitor to YouTube, I would love to start using their service. But right now, it's just kind of what is going on with them. Are they ever going to launch this thing? I would love for it to happen, you know. But for now, it is what it is. Thank you for the cheer. Boogie Boo 6 did a 25-bit cheer. How much do little cheers help? Dude, the thing is, and this is, I've always said this about Twitch as well. Or not Twitch, what am I talking about? About Patreon as well. Every little bit, every little way that you can kind of contribute helps out. And that's the truth. It's because it's not about the individual contribution. And not to say that I don't appreciate every individual contribution. I do. And I know a lot of people do step up and do large contributions, very, you know, patron pledges and tips and the like. I get that. And I'm very appreciative for that. Okay. But it's about how stuff adds up. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter the size of the contribution. Whatever it is, it adds up and helps. See what I mean? So don't worry about that at all. Okay. Hyperior21 cheered 50 bits, says, I consider what you do no different than what actors do. It's dumb that you get shit for what so many others still do on YouTube. They get a pass, but you get shit. Yeah, well, that's how it's always been with me. I'm the guy who has to take shit, right? When I, you know, oh, Phil's doing this, Phil's doing plugs. It's not like other streamers don't do plugs, you know. Other streamers do plug things all the time. Other streamers have sponsorships and the like that they're plugging constantly. And I don't have that, you know. For me, I get it out of the way in the beginning of the stream so that we can have a fun stream that's not impeded by that stuff. A lot of these people that people are mentioning, oh, well, they don't ever do a pre-stream. Right, but then when you watch their streams, aren't they mentioning things in between? Oh, go check out my Patreon. You should buy this product. Here, this event's going on later. And it all cuts into the gameplay, you see? And that's the difference between my content and their kind of streams, the different kind of style, you know? Oh boy, Hardy Buck cheered. And he says, expect a dip in viewership on August 25th. There's a boxing match between Logan Paul and KSI that day. I don't really think my viewership cares about that. You know, there's a certain viewer base for that kind of content. And it really isn't mine. From what I've seen, you know, people who watch my stuff tend to want something more than just two YouTubers punching each other in the face who aren't really boxers. And it's just done for stupid drama and to make money rather than anything serious, you know. I don't participate in that kind of crap. There were people who've challenged me to fights over the years. Yes, this is actually correct. There have been other YouTubers who have challenged me to public fights for money or profit or charity in the past. And I said, you are stupid. I would never do that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why in the holy hell would I ever do something like that? I'm just a guy who's hanging out and playing games and having fun. I don't take myself so seriously that I think that I have to go defend my honor in a fist fight, you know. So no, I honestly, do I think there's going to be a giant dip in my viewership that day? No, I don't. I honestly don't. I think that there's a group of people who will watch that, and in general, it's not the vast majority of people who would watch my stuff. So, all right, let's see here. Insomniatic Meat did a 50-bit cheer. He says, just had one of those moments where it's so quiet, your stomach growls so loud, everyone could hear it at church. Yeah, that's happened, not in a church for me, but that's happened before. Where you're just kind of sitting around and all of a sudden, whoa, what the hell? Did you just sit on a freaking frog or something? What the fuck? Very nice. Thank you for the cheer. The Spicoli did a 112-bit cheer. And he says, I just want to end the tie. All right, so there you go. Let's get Spicoli up there on the leaderboard since he just ended the top tier tie. Nice of him to do that. Excuse me. The Spicoli. 112? 112. What the hell? Where's the P? The Spicoli. There it is. I was like, where the hell did the P go? Okay, the Spicoli did 112-bit cheer. He said, I wanted to end the tie. Good to be back. I have a bounty for Vice City. A first mission, if you pass with no fails, 1,000 bits your way. All right, where am I in Vice City right now? Oh, shit. I'm trying to think where I am, what I have available. I think I got an assassination mission. And there may be one or two. I'm trying to remember what missions I'm at. I don't remember. Because, you know, Wednesday was very chaotic for me. It was a chaotic day. Because my internet was all screwed up. When my internet got all screwed up, I didn't get to stream the way I wanted to, so I ended up having a split streaming day of Vice City. That's right, I think I'm near the bikers, right? So I either have a biker mission, or I could do a Love Fist mission. I think that's where I am right now. So, Those missions are pretty tough. All right, fair enough. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I can beat him one shot. I guess we'll find out. Game Master used Phoenix down cheered, 35 bits. He says, I can't stop, don't stop. Don't want to stop. That's right. I don't want to stop. Hyperior cheered, he says, I'm curious how subscriptions can help you out. Well, there's a few ways. Number one, subscriptions helps you show how healthy your channel is. Okay, they honestly do. Like a channel that has a good amount of subscriptions shows that you have a fan base, right, that are going to be here and do ongoing support. Because a subscription, even though a lot of subscriptions are one-offs, especially if you subscribe with Twitch Prime, it's just a one-off subscription. But some people subscribe and they have the ongoing auto-renewing subscriptions, and that shows ongoing support. You know what I mean? So having that amount of ongoing support is a tremendously positive thing. If I could eventually build my subscriber base up to a point where, you know, let's say it's, 1,000 subscribers, right? That's consistent income that I can depend on every single month. That's going to help me tremendously. Right now it fluctuates. I think around the lowest that I usually get for subs right now is like around 375. The highest I think I've ever had was like 560, and it goes up and down. It really depends on the season. It depends on, if there's a sale on subs. It depends on what games I'm playing. You know what I mean? It depends on a lot of things. It depends on a lot of things. And so the bottom line is that it's healthy for many reasons. Visually, it looks good for people to know that there's a channel with a lot of subs, right? By the way, the more subs that I get, the more emotes you guys get. That's the other thing. If we build up the subs, I can keep adding more emotes and things to the channel. And that's really cool. That's a good way that you guys get more stuff too. So they help in a lot of ways. Ongoing support visually makes the channel look healthy, and you get more emotes. So there you go. I guess that's your answer. Ben Boxer just cheered. He says, do you think you can survive without YouTube revenue? I don't know. I think that's what we're finding out right now. It's been a whole week. I have $10 a day on YouTube, which is a joke. A day. $10 a day. A minimum wage job is more than $10 a day. In the United States, at least. So that's what I mean. Like, we're in a situation where we're going to find out. Can I survive? Well, it's going to depend on how many people, support via other methods. Again, the streams, I can't ask for much more. You guys have been absolutely, very positive and tremendous on the streams. This month of July has been pretty much, I think it's my second best streaming month ever. I think still it was either December or January was my best because of, the holidays and everything. And by the way, subs were half price then. See what I mean? So you're going to have things around that time of year anyway that are going to artificially inflate stuff. But I think I am incredibly happy and thankful that during a dead month for gaming, July, there was no new releases that I played this month so far. 0 new releases this month. And you guys have been incredibly supportive on the streams. So, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more from you guys. I really couldn't. Okay? All right. Clunky D subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Clunky D, for the subscription. I appreciate that. Now we've got some criticism. And you know what? I'm going to address it because I do accept constructive criticism. Okay? I do. It's Dude Frozen. Don't recognize the name, but thank you, Dude Frozen, for a cheer. And he says the following. Understand that when you're going on talking about plugs and talking about your personal economy, it turns new viewers off. Understand, it's not our responsibility as a viewer to keep you afloat. People tip you and cheer when they're entertained, not when you say that they must, and don't blame your longtime viewers. First of all, Dude Frozen, I think I've tried to clarify as much as I possibly can on this stream that I'm not talking about the streams at all. I've just said that a million times. I think people are getting a misconception. I'm not talking about the stream viewers. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to sit here and say, how dare you guys, not contribute. That's ridiculous, But what I'm talking about is a group of people on YouTube, completely different situation, who've watched me for years and years and years, and they just think that this is not a serious situation because Phil gets out of everything. It's not. It's not that situation. I do need help now, and giving them kind of a wake-up call so they understand how serious it is instead of, this will just do something that will blow over, immediately. It might have. I mean, this thing might have. Within a day or two, maybe I would have got my AdSense back and everything would have been back to normal. That's not the situation. It's not over a week. You know what I mean? So understand, I'm not asking anything of the stream viewers. And I've said that a million times. I'll say it again. You guys have been amazing, right? I can't ask for anything more. But what I'm saying is the whole group of people who used to watch the ads on YouTube and aren't anymore, but they're still watching the videos, they have to understand that they want those videos to still be there on a daily basis, that they have to try to, help out in some way. Not just, I'll just keep watching and assume it's going to be here forever. It's not. That's not going to happen if that's what they do. And you're right. I understand. Anytime that there's plugs, anytime that there's talk about a personal economy, people get turned off. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's why I get it done now. That's kind of the point, Dude Frozen, I've been making about a pre-stream. People expect that I'm going to be talking about this stuff now, but they know as soon as I get to the gameplay, that's the end of it. So they can come enjoy the gameplay when it begins instead of, man, I got to go to a DSP stream and out in the middle of the game, he's going to start talking about an upcoming event. He's going to start talking about YouTube. He's going to start talking about this. I just want to see the game. See, I don't do that. And I think that's why a lot of people, all right, that's why I think a lot of people do like the fact that I separate that from the gameplay. Other streamers don't. I do. But I accept your criticism. You're right. I don't want to have super insane long pre-streams where I have to talk about this stuff. If you don't realize I'm talking about it because people are cheering and asking about it, that's why I am. My plugs were done within 20 minutes and I was ready to go. All right, Josh Hushel and Cigars cheered. He's on a serious note. My sanity is diminishing. I haven't worked on my business in weeks, having rough times, doing stuff I shouldn't be doing. Only your streams make me laugh and keep me happy. How would you deal with it? I hear you, man. Sometimes that happens. It's happened to me in the past. Recently, I'll be honest, it hasn't. Because, thank God, I've got Kat here, and she's kind of my rock when I'm not feeling good. She pulls me back to sanity, and, she does nice things for me, and it makes me feel good and understand that even when shit is maybe not going so well here, business-wise on the internet, that, I can still have some kind of positivity in my life, right? But I hear you. What I could say is when those kind of moments are happening or you're in a rut, you got to try to find something to pull yourself out of it, whether it's doing a hobby that you enjoy, whether it's physical activity, whether it's just maybe taking a break and doing something different. I remember sometimes, this is something a little different, I used to play competitive Street Fighter, and sometimes I would just find myself in a rut. I just wasn't having fun playing it anymore, and I really didn't know what to do. Should I keep trying? Should I keep putting effort into this or not? I don't know. And what I would do is just completely not do it for a while. Take a week, 2 weeks off from it, and just go do other shit. Focus on movies and video games and fun and different stuff. And then when I came back to it, I would find myself completely rejuvenated. It's so funny because some people would say, well, if you're going to be a competitive fighting game player, right, you got to do it every day. You have to make it your dedicated thing. Every day you're grinding and practicing to get better. Actually, in reality, what I found is when you walk away from something that's frustrating you or causing you grief or stress or overwhelming you, and then you come back to it later, you'll find yourself refreshed and rejuvenated, and you'll do better. In particular, in Street Fighter, when I take a 2 weeks off and then come back, I do better than if I had just kept playing for 2 straight weeks. So, maybe what you need, Josh, is something to distract you from the things that are bothering you. Go on a mini vacation, take some time away, do some hobbies and things that have nothing whatsoever to do with the things that are causing you the grief, and then refocus yourself when you come back to it, and maybe you'll feel better. I don't know. That's the best I could do on the fly on a stream for advice, okay? Hardy Buck cheered. He says, maybe a yard sale on your statues. Well, first of all, they don't allow yard sales here where I live. And number two, a yard sale on the statues would bring in next to nothing, and there's no point. I mean, it's to the point where what I may have to do is start bringing back what I used to do. Remember, I used to film the statues, show it to you in detail, and then say, okay, this is now up for sale. And see if I can get serious bidders. Because some of these statues are amazing. I got She-Hulk. I've got the Joker. I've got Poison Ivy. I've got a full-size Portal replica gun, unopened, completely sealed. And I think it's worth like $1,000 at this point because it's such a rarity that someone wouldn't have opened the box. I got a lot of shit, a lot of collectibles. But I have no means to sell them online. So maybe if I start doing what I used to do, film the box, show you the model, what it looks like, right? And then putting it up and see if people will contact me about buying it or something. Because I did, for about a year, I did significantly I was able to sell a lot of the stuff that was there. And then all of a sudden it kind of died out. People didn't care anymore. Maybe they would care now. I don't know. We'll see. The Spicoli just did a 2,000-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Spicoli. He says, well, I'm too tired to see if you rock the GTA mission. I just feel like supporting. Well, thank you, Spicoli. Obviously, you're the top cheerer for the day. I appreciate that. Sorry that you were feeling tired and couldn't hang out. But thank you for the support. I guess I'll let you know next time I see you how the mission went, because I don't even know what the first mission here is going to be. The Archangel cheered. He says, with all due respect, I do consider myself a YouTube viewer above everything else. I'm currently watching Mass Effect 3 because of my hectic schedule. I cannot stay for the streams, and I only come by to show love. I'm with you, Phil. Well, thank you, Archangel. Now, Archangel, what I want you to understand is that you are in a group of people that do that. There are some people who watch my YouTube videos, and then they come over here on the streams and they contribute when they can, but they don't necessarily watch the streams. But I think you're in the minority. Most people are one or the other. They either attend the streams, watch the streams, you know, and that, or they just watch the YouTube videos. There's very little time where you're going to see someone who does both. And so, you know, the message that I put on YouTube last night was not for someone like you. You're already coming over and hanging out and you know, contributing when you can, so. All right, I think that's it. What I want to do is two things. Number one, let's check sub count, because we did get a bunch of new subs. Where are we with subs right now? Wow, guys, we're at 462 subs. Thank you. Thank you, guys. 462 subs. That's really nice of you. And that means we're only 13 subscribers away from hitting the tier 2 goal, right? Which is amazing. Imagine we can hit that tier 2 goal today. Would be awesome. We'll have another Patron's Choice playthrough going. That would be very cool, right? So please consider subscribing to the channel today if you have not. Obviously, it's going to help everything out if we can get 475 Patron's Choice returns. And that would be pretty awesome, okay? And of course, consider pledging to the Patreon now, because it looks like we might even hit the tier 2 goal. Not only will we be nominating and voting on your favorite moments for my 10-year anniversary retrospective, you may also be nominating and voting on games for a Patron's Choice, okay? So be sure to check out my Patreon. All right. What I also want to do, I want to give a shout out to the top cheerers for the week, because the week is winding down and this will reset tomorrow night. So special thanks to the top cheerers for the week. All right, number 10, a tie for 10th place between Cody Carls and Grazy Dream. Thank you, guys. Number 8th place, is DJ Runo. In 7th place, we've got Plazat. In 6th place, Obi-Wan Kenobi. In 5th place, The Spicoli. In 4th place, Blue 4. In 3rd place, Silent General. In 2nd place, Infinite 55. And in 1st place, The Lord Lamb V3. Thank you, guys, very much for your contributions this week. It is very, very much appreciated. Thank you. All right, and as you guys see, you know, I did update the leaderboard. Top cheerer is currently the Spicoli with that 2,000-bit cheer. We don't have any tips yet today, so if you get a tip, if you tip me, that's an easy way to get up on today's leaderboard. All right. Lord Lamb asked a question. Might as well answer it before we get started. He says, what big game do you think will bring in the most new viewers this year? A few. I definitely think Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be ginormous. People loved my Red Dead Redemption 1 playthrough and definitely want to see me play the sequel for sure. I think maybe Spider-Man, because over the years, whenever I play a Spider-Man game, people really seem to enjoy it when I do that. So I think Spider-Man to some extent. And, you know, some things I think are going to be depending on the quality of the game. So I'll give you an example. Fallout 76. If the game actually ends up being really good, I think that it'll bring in a lot of attention. If the game ends up being grinding, boring co-op crap with no real point to it, it probably will have an initial wave of popularity. Well, everyone will watch me for the first day or two, and then no one's going to care after that. Much like with Destiny and everything else like that, right? So I guess we'll see. Okay, I guess we'll see. All right, Third Eye the Third cheer. He says, if you're serious about improving yourself as a full-time streamer, take time out of your busy schedule to watch successful streamers. I recommend Summit 1G. He's humble, thick-skinned, entertaining, interactive, diverse, knowledgeable in video games, all attributes which you lack. So basically you just insulted me. So let's see. So he's humble. I agree that I will say that I do like my content. I think my content is good. So yeah, I guess I'm not humble. Thick-skinned. I am thick-skinned in many, many ways. Just sometimes things irk me. Okay, but in general, I am thick-skinned because of the amount of shit that I put up with. Entertaining, well, that's obviously subjective. And my question to you then, Third Eye the Third, would be, if you don't find me entertaining, why the hell are you here, right? Interactive, I am definitely interactive. Diverse in his commentary, that's subjective. Some people would say that my commentary is fun. Some people might say my commentary is boring. Some people would say sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's boring. But people wouldn't be here if they didn't like the commentary. Knowledgeable in video games. That I'll admit I'm not. Unless you're talking fighting games or like classic RPGs, I am not knowledgeable in video games. So there you go. All attributes which you lack. That is a false statement. So thank you for the cheer. Thanks for the insults. Always appreciate it when someone says half-truths to try to make me look bad. Thanks so much. Okay. I guess we're going to start now with the stream. I guess we're going to start now, okay? All right. Let me get my headphones on. Thank you, everyone. Let's end the pre-stream and let's begin Vice City. Vice City. Here we go.